With over 1,100 plus entertainment industry guests and over 5.5 million viewers, live from the Pepper J Production Studios in Hollywood, California, it's the ActorsE Chat Show.
Live from Hollywood in the Pepper J Studios, just beneath the Hollywood sign in Hollywood, California. This is ActorsE Chat, and today we have a guest who is from L.A., Louisiana, and L.A., the city. She can't decide where she's really from. She's suffering from geographically challenged birth locations, and she also is a food expert. She hosts on television and film. She appears as an actress. She's a singer and a jewelry designer. Please welcome Cheryl Dent. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm like, I don't know what to say if that intro was
Was
so
that
nice.
a good ad lib?
Yeah, it was a great ad lib.
Thank you.
I'm not really a jewelry designer, but...
Well, hold it. You did say you designed this. Hold this up so we can see it.
Yeah, I did design this.
No, I'm not a jewelry designer, but I did this masterpiece here.
It's kind of a repurposing. Actually, this was a pin that was my mom's, and I mean, I'm not going to wear that as a pin, right?
We could as like maybe a brooch, but
yeah,
it'd be really loud.
It's hard to pull off a brooch, you know what I mean?
Especially in today's society.
Yeah.
So many people are wearing, oh, what a lovely brooch you wear to the business
gorgeous,
meeting today.
Gorgeous brooch, gorgeous
absolutely.
brooch.
Would you like some tea with that?
I'll have a crumpets in your brooch.
Now, did you design this one also?
No. This one, I like it because it's kind of like a funny, like a queen ring, ring that like a queen or princess would wear. But anyway, this was a brooch, and I decided to just turn it into a ring, so I made it into a ring.
So it's a family heirloom repurposed.
Repurposed.
If you will.
Yes, recycling.
Could you explain L.A. and L.A.? Because when I asked you where you were from, you said, well, I'm from Louisiana, I'm from Los Angeles.
Well, it's funny, I was born in Hollywood,
yes.
And then my father got a job. He was in the swimming pool business, and he got a job working in Louisiana, which is...
Yeah, they have a lot of swimming pools there, I hear, after the last hurricane.
Yeah, and it's a weird place to build swimming pools because they have because it's below sea level.
Right.
They needed someone who was an engineer, so the job didn't work out so well. So we ended up living there, and then we moved back to L.A.
I see.
But I go back and forth.
Most people move to L.A. You guys moved from L.A.
Yeah, I know.
Louisiana is the only place in the world, I know it's kind of a morbid thought, but it's the only place in the world where I've seen graves above the ground because of all the flooding.
Because of the flooding, yeah.
Nowhere else in the world have I seen this, where they actually have elevated gravestones and graves.
Spooky.
It's a little weird.
Spooky, yeah.
What is that? Oh, it's a graveyard.
But I think it was there. The cool thing about living there was every weekend we would go to the French Quarter and we would try all the different French pastries and lemonade and all the different Cajun foods. So it really was kind of like, for me, it was kind of the beginning of my food love, my passion for food and for cooking, and it really kind of started there. Although when I was living there, this is the funny thing, I was like the most picky child. So I always tell my friends that have kids that are really picky eaters, I say, listen, I was probably the most picky eater. If we went out for fast food, I would literally get bun, meat, bun. That's it, till I was like 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah, wouldn't do ketchup, mustard. And now I'm like, I eat anything.
Were you one of these people that like push the peas and the carrots apart?
No, but I was just like, I just only liked a few things. I loved like my mom's lamb chops. I loved peas, but I was just... I wouldn't do any red sauce or, stuff like that. It was strange. But now I am like, I work as
exploring.
Yes, exploring the food. But I really think that being introduced to the foods was really great. So
as a child growing up, what ages were you?
I was there in the 80s. So it was...
But were you like young teen?
Yeah, young teen. Yeah, so people always, it's so funny because people think that I'm from the South. They was like, you got a Southern accent. I'm like, no, I don't. But I'm putting it on.
I just borrowed it a little while I was there.
Sometimes it serves a girl to drop her handkerchief and then, depending on the kindness of strangers.
Do you like gentlemen walking on the outside on the sidewalk or the inside?
I don't really care.
You don't care. Open the door if you want to. If not, forget about it.
I mean, I appreciate the effort. any of that sort of gentlemanly thing is so appreciated.
Okay.
But I'm not going to fault someone for not doing it.
Because they didn't learn properly in the South with the rest of us. I see. So when did you start discovering that you were going to be actor?
Oh gosh, well, back to my parents. I always say my dad was the most frugal man on the earth. He was so frugal, and we weren't even allowed to go to the movies because it was too expensive to go to the movies. But there was a great community theater in Los Angeles. It was a
Right.
high school. And of course, on Fridays and Saturday nights, the plays and the musicals were free. So
Good
my dad
price.
was like, and then they gave out, like on Friday nights, like if you brought your family, you got like free popcorn. So my dad was like, okay, I can take the family. It's not going to cost anything. And it was close enough. It didn't cost a lot in gas because he calculated
Nice.
that as well. And I remember we went to see, Oklahoma, all the classic musicals, and I just was like, oh my God, one day I got to do that. And I think I loved the thing I loved about musicals is just the costumes and the sets, and that you're really transported, to a different
Era,
character, and I just love that. And then I would get the soundtracks and work on the soundtracks and just sing and drive my parents crazy. And I'm not the best singer.
What was your favorite musical?
Oh gosh, I love Oklahoma's fun.
Do you have a song you can do from it?
Oklahoma, where the wind comes right behind the. You make me sing.
And then.
And then the waving wheat. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just great. So I really love that.
Now,
And then-
when you were doing these musical singing, did you have like family and friend audiences, or did you have to gather them around to hear your performance?
They would sometimes come. If it
Okay.
was free, they would come.
I see. Free by the new pool.
Yeah, they would come.
Okay.
They would come, yeah.
So when did you actually first start acting then?
So that would have been in junior high. I started doing.
Oh, you actually started doing your own plays then?
Yeah, junior high. And then my sister and I were really into puppet theater.
Puppet theater.
And we did.
Using socks.
Yeah, socks, but they were pretty advanced because my mom was a home ec teacher, so we had access to like crazy felt and beads.
Put
and,
little eyes on them.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
like jiggly eyes, and we
Nice.
knew how to knit and crochet. We were very crafty, very
Right.
crafty family. Again, it didn't cost anything. Funny, back to not costing anything. It was like, I think it was in like 7th grade. I went for the weekend with my girlfriend. We went on up to the mountains, up to Santa. It was Arrowhead, Lake Arrowhead.
Yes.
Which is right outside of Los Angeles. It's really pretty.
Couple hours away.
Yeah, a couple
quick
hours
drive.
away. It was like the weekend with my friend Stacy, and we went to a fast food restaurant. And I went to order, I ordered, of course, just a small burger, the smallest one there, and they were like waiting for me, and they're like, well, aren't you going to order your own fries? And I didn't even know you could order your own
A
fries
combo?
or a drink, because in our family, you got one bag of fries, and we would share it.
Yes.
And then my mom would bring the pitcher of milk with her in a tote bag, and we it's like we would go like fast food. I was like, I hope my friends don't see me, like my mom with like the rusty thermos, like pouring us a little drip of milk. And
Nice.
so anyway, it's kind of funny. So that was kind of cool. I was like, God, I'm living high on the hog. I got to get my own fries.
I got the whole combo to myself.
Yeah, and it's funny, back to fries, because I work also as a food stylist. So
Yes.
food styling is.
Now, what is a food stylist? That's different than someone who's just a gourmet chef.
That's right. So I do both. But the food styling is anytime you see a magazine or you look, you see a commercial with beautiful food in it, that's done by a food stylist. So it's prepared so it looks great when it's photographed.
So kind of like a hairstylist for food, if
yeah,
you will.
hair and makeup for food. Yeah.
Nice.
And I have to say, I am like really good at food styling French fries. And when you, so
And
it's
how do you food style French fries? Well, we put them on a plate.
Yeah. You fry them, and then you have to find, like, it has to be the perfect color. It has
Right.
to be like this golden, beautiful brown. Can't be too dark. Can't be too light. And then you put them in the bag, and you've got to like create sort of like art, like sculpture.
And how do you keep them steamy?
Usually those you don't have to keep steamy.
Okay.
But sometimes you do have to take a little fluorofoam. I'm going to give away a secret. A little fluorofoam with toothpicks, and you put them in there, and they're like sticking up, so they stay up. I'm giving away a big secret. Of course, it's just us. So
Right.
mum's the word.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So I did musicals, and then did some in high school as well. And then it's funny, when I went into college, I kind of went in another direction. I got into art and design. But when I actually graduated college, I moved to Thailand and became a model there.
Some people go to New York,
Yeah.
some go to LA, even Paris, but
Yeah.
you went to Thailand.
Yeah,
Why
because-
was that the
Well,
big move
I don't
for
think
you?
I was. I'm 5'9", so I really actually probably wasn't tall enough to do like Milan, and I was always a little on the goofy side. So I was like,
Oh, in
yeah,
fact,
there I
here
am.
you are.
And that's actually like the Pat Sajak of Thailand. That's Kun Seta, and that was for a karaoke ad I did. That was one of the first print jobs I did.
Now, were you the red
I-
hair there? I just
Yeah,
want to make sure
yeah,
we had the
yeah.
right you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so why did you decide to go to Thailand?
It was kind of a fluke. The guy I was dating at the time, he got a internship at a law firm there, and he's like, I'm moving to Thailand. And I was like, oh, I'll go
Sure,
with you.
why not? I like
and
their
I
food.
had a few headshots. I mean, I didn't really have a big fashion portfolio. I had some headshots. I thought, well, I'll take those along. So I took what few headshots I had. I had like 5 headshots, you know, nothing like fancy. Like to do modeling, seriously, you have to have like, you know, hair and makeup. And
I was going to say, aren't they more full length?
yeah, full length. And I didn't really
Here,
have
I'm going to
those.
model with just my face.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yes.
So I went to see some different agencies there, and they were like, "Oh, you need more picture, you need more like full body," and I was like, I didn't really have the money to do that. But it just so happened they had me work this trade show.
Yes.
It was for color Xeroxes.
Nice.
So I did kind of just stand there and show the Xerox machine and just kind of show how great it was. You can make color Xeroxes. And this Asian gentleman came up to me. He was Thai, and he had a copy. He had like an old Victoria's Secret catalog, kind of ratty. And he was flipping through it, and he was convinced I was one of the models in the Victoria's Secret
And
catalog.
you weren't?
I wasn't.
Okay, just making sure.
I was not in the Victoria's Secret catalog, but I kind of looked.
Like-
Kind of, you squinted and you kind of looked at it, you're like, it could be her. So I was like, oh my gosh, this photo kind of looks like me. There's color copiers. Maybe they wouldn't know. So we made Xeroxes, and he said, it's you. I was like, no. And he's like, it is. And I was like, yeah, it's me. And he goes, let's make copies. So we like made all these copies. So then I had like my headshots and then these like Victoria's Secret, like, you know, from the catalog. And it was a really beat up catalog. It was like, you know, kind of like wrinkled stuff. So Xerox copies were not very good.
Nice.
But I thought, well, you know, in Thailand, how are they going to know? This was like 96, 97. So it was really pre-internet. So it wasn't like you could really Google it or check it out. So I went back to the agencies. I was like, oh, here's my portfolio. And they were like flipping through, and they were like so impressed. And of course, it was all like bathing suits and bikinis. So that's kind of what they set me up for. So I ended up working out a lot there, you know, because I was like, well, I got to really be in good shape. So, but what was interesting about
Now, is this one of the shots from there?
No, that's from more recent, but that's me, you know, enjoying the beautiful
It kind
countryside.
of kept the longevity going of those types of shots.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing print work?
I do. I love it. It's fun. You know, it's all fun.
This would be you doing some
Yeah,
print work?
yeah. And it's funny, I end up getting a lot of commercials, either mountain biking or that's me mountain
I'm
biking.
curious how they get that reflection of you on the shot at that angle.
It's just that one of those beautiful
Just
LA.
one of those magical moments.
It's LA. You know, you got to come. That's that's me doing yoga.
Okay.
That's that pose is actually called side triangle, Trikonasana.
That pose is called very difficult for me.
Trikonasana,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. Actually, it's my favorite yoga pose.
Really? Mm-hmm. You do yoga a lot?
I do, as much as I can. I have to say, I really love it.
Nice.
But I'm not. It's funny because yoga's been getting this bad rap. Like everyone shows up in Lululemon, and I'm like the sloppiest yoga dresser. Like I like whatever's clean I wear. Like I show up in like sweatpants. Everyone's like in their fancy stuff. I'm like whatever's available. I don't care.
Nice.
It's just fun to work out.
We have a question from one of our ActorsE chatters, Pepper.
Thank you, chatters. We appreciate you Monday through Friday on ActorsE Chat on Actors Entertainment. Cheryl, we have a question that wants to know, when after the break, when we get back to your food stuff, you're a food and lifestyle expert. Are you also a nutritionist, is what they asked.
And are you certified?
I'm not.
Which, certified or a nutritionist?
I'm not a nutritionist.
I see.
I just make the food look good.
I see. So you
Are we
don't
on break?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to go to one, we can do that right now. We'll
No,
be
we
back
don't have
with
to.
more
No, I'm not a
with Cheryl Dent.
nutritionist.
I'm
but
Kurt Kelly
but
on
both.
ActorsE
Oh,
Chat.
chat.
We'll be back in a moment.
We'll be back in a moment.
Have you been waiting for a simple and cost-effective alternative to ISDN? No need to wait any longer. Introducing IPDTL from InQuality. IPDTL is a revolutionary yet easy-to-use webpage which uses Chrome to stream audio to and from anywhere on Earth. Well, audio quality with IPDTL is equivalent to yet far less expensive than ISDN, and with no connection charges. No proprietary hardware or software needed. Just download the Chrome browser and use it. To find out more and to get a free account for your station, go to ipdtl.com. IPDTL is perfect for radio stations and voice talent alike, and can work anywhere in the world. Well, anywhere with the internet, that is. It's here. Go to ipdtl.com and sign up today. IPDTL, the game changer you've been waiting for.
IPDTL is an amazing new technology. In fact, go right now to ipdtl.com/AE. And there you'll find out how you can get rid of your ISDN, how you can do live television broadcast in full HD, and it's very cost effective. We've been using it for pioneering new technology with our broadcast out of Istanbul on ActorsE Chat. Go there right now. This is ActorsE Chat live from Hollywood. I'm Kurt Kelly. Don't forget to go to actorsreporter.com, our sister site. And when you go to Actors Discounts, when you click on the discounts link, you'll find the people who have been sponsoring the show over the last 6.5, almost 7 years, and the thousands of guests that have appeared on the show. And also when you scroll down the page, you'll find information about how to interview guests, and you can download it. It'll teach you how to be interviewed or to interview, as well as the many other sponsors. And when you go to the pages, click Actors Discount as the Actors Reporter is the discount code, and get a special discount from them for supporting us, for supporting you, for bringing us wonderful people like Cheryl Dent.
Thank you.
So,
and you're so great at interviewing.
thank you.
I don't know how I am. It's funny because I usually am the person interviewing, so it's
Yes.
so fun just being interviewed.
You like the changed role?
Yes, it's
Nice.
kind of it's fun.
So you do print and you do food and you do food dressing.
Food.
Do you ever do naked food dressing? Like do
Nude photos?
Nude photos. They call it like nude food or something
Nude
like that.
food. No, I like that.
Yeah,
Nude food.
I have somebody who
you
actually
know what it sounds
sends
like?
all these pictures of raw food trays.
That's a lot of people. I do eat a lot of raw food. I'm not like just raw 100% raw, but I like that nude food is like could be a name for like a raw food book or like a salad or something.
Exactly.
But to answer your question, I'm not a nutritionist, but both my mother and grandmother were home economist teachers, which has a big nutrition component. So I learned
home economist teachers? I've
Yeah,
never
home
heard.
ec. You never had home ec growing
Well,
up?
I heard it called home ec, but not
That's the
home
real name for it.
economist. I
That's-
didn't know that. So this is you as
Yeah.
a third generation home economist?
Yeah, and what's so great is it kind of has come full circle. So my mom was a home economist, so was my grandmother, and this is actually from a commercial I did for Radio Shack, and it's so perfect because it's
Hold it, holding a turkey for Radio Shack?
Yeah,
When did they start selling turkeys at
well,
Radio
it's
Shack?
the campaign was I'm like this perfect housewife, and I'm making a ham duckerel. So it's a ham that gets stuck inside a duck, and I'm trying to put that ham in the duck.
I see.
In the commercial. So it's like everything that's so wrong about the holidays, I was so wrong trying to make that dish. And if you buy the new headphones and stuff at Radio Shack, that is so wrong. So I was so wrong. But
I see.
see, there I am.
Ah,
See, I'm trying
this
to.
is where you're actually
and I
trying to get your ham in your duck?
Yeah, ham duckerel. Isn't that great? I've actually never made one before, but it would be kind of fun, you know?
You have a problem with eating them separately?
No, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, just curious.
And the ham, it's a boneless ham, so you could kind of slice in. You like a turducken, which is a turkey and a duck and a
I've
chicken.
heard
you had
about
that before?
yeah. No,
But it has to be all
actually.
You've never had it?
No, I haven't.
We should make one together and film
Okay.
it. I think we should do that.
Now look at this.
Oh.
Is this your moment of knowledge and truth?
I guess it is. I don't know. I got this idea. I just love bow and arrows, and I thought it'd be really fun to have an apple on my head with an arrow.
Do you actually shoot? Are you an
A
archer?
little bit, yeah. I'm not that good.
I say.
I'm not the most. That's fake ice cream that I made.
Out of what?
Oh gosh. Well,
So
in
this
the-
is a prop. You're not actually going to eat it.
No,
then.
but that's fake. Yeah, fake ice cream. That's actually a trade secret in the food style. There's like so many different recipes floating around, but like to be able to make fake ice cream that looks real, because if you use real ice cream on a commercial,
Right.
the set has to be where you're shooting at the soundstage has to be down so cold. You know, it has to be like 50 degrees, otherwise it'll melt, because when you shoot something, when you shoot food, you have to have so many lights on it so that you don't have any shadows.
So there's not a good food shoot when it's dripping down your hand.
I think now there's more of that.
Okay.
Now it seems like that's more the looser style where there is more food dripping down your hand.
Now, when you make the fake ice cream, I don't know what you would call that, fake cream. But when you make that
Nude food.
Can you taste it when you are licking it in a commercial? Does you put a flavor to it?
Probably
Okay.
not. I mean, you could actually. You could make it flavored.
Okay.
I mean, that would be kind of a naughty trick to give it to an actor. And it's funny because since I am an actor and a food stylist, I'm always telling the actors, like, okay, this is a really long shot. You don't have to take a lot of bites, because in commercials, when you're eating food in a commercial, you have to do a lot of takes. I mean, I've worked with directors that do 60.
Take 75.
Yeah, and you're still eating, so you can't swallow all that. You'd get kind of sick. So I'm always, working with the
Or
actors.
you'd have a bucket next to you.
Yeah, have you
Yes.
done that before?
I've actually seen that being done, and I had to leave the set because it just wasn't fun for me. We have a question from an e-chatter.
Yes, how do you get your TV commercials?
Oh,
Your print work?
oh, that's great. Wow, how do I?
Through your agent.
Yeah. Well, generally, for commercials, for SAG commercials, you have a commercial agent, and the agent will submit you for roles that you're right for, stuff that fits kind of your characteristics. I tend to do a lot of comedy commercials, so they'll say they're looking for Kristen Wiig type. So I sometimes go out for those kinds, which I love.
Right.
And then you go to an audition. And they'll bring in generally, what would you say for a first call audition? 200 people they'll see?
I was going to say 200 to 500. I've seen them as high as
Yeah,
that.
wow, that's a lot. So you'll go in, and sometimes you'll get a script ahead of time, and sometimes the script will be, oh yeah, there's Kristen Wiig.
Hold
Do
it.
we
Let's
look
do a
alike?
side by side here now. Yes, you look similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. I love her.
Yes.
I love Kristen Wiig. Yeah, I'm obsessed with
She has amazing timing.
Oh gosh, and her character's on SNL.
Now, do you actually do stand-up yourself?
I don't.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I feel like I'm doing so many things.
Yes.
I guess I could. It's funny. I think I'm more. I don't really think I'm necessarily like funny with jokes, but I do like telling kind of funny stories. So I don't know. I think that's more the trend with stand-up comedy. Like I don't
Absolutely.
think I'm not the person. Like if you asked me to tell you a joke, I would not know any jokes. But I like telling kind of more funny stories, which I think kind of is more the trend with stand-up comedy
yes.
now, which I love, more the storytelling.
Storytelling about real-life experiences
Yeah.
that people can relate to. What's this show?
Oh,
you're
this was
on?
I was a guest on Celebrity Name Game.
And what is Celebrity Name
Oh,
Game?
Celebrity Name Game. It's like a guessing game.
Yes.
It's kind of like you have to guess. Your partner gives you clues, and you have to guess the clues. And I got very close to winning $20,000.
Nice.
But I didn't.
Who was your partner?
My partner was my friend Robin, who I do improv with. So I do more
see.
improv than stand-up comedy.
Well, that is a form of comedy, improv.
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
But stand-up comedy, it's you and the microphone, and I don't know, it just terrifies me. Maybe that's why I should do it, because it terrifies me. I don't
Good.
know.
Walk through
I
that
don't-
fear. This is a period piece. What is this?
Actually, yeah, this is a film that's going to be coming out in 2015. It's called All the Marbles, and it's a great young director, Carl Peterson. I've worked with him a couple times. I actually met him. I did like my first improv show, and he was the
Really?
director. Yeah, he's really cool. And that's kind of like, have you heard the term steampunk?
Yes.
That supposedly is the look of that movie. It's like a steampunk, but it's a really cool tale about a kid who goes to this marble factory, and then the owner of the marble factory is really mean to the kid. So it's got a great message.
Now, is this out or coming
It's
out?
going to be coming out. Oh, there's Carl. Yeah.
He's the young director you're
Yes.
talking about. When is this due for a release?
I think it's going to be in 2015, probably January 2015. Yeah, but I worked with him. You know what's cool? Kind of to go back to your question about how you get cast in commercials. I'm going to kind of loop around here, but I find that through friends you get a lot of work. Like I got that work
Absolutely.
through Carl, and Carl and I had done we did an improv show together. And then whenever he's doing projects, if I'm available, I always help him out, or he helps me out. And I find that generally your agent can help you get commercials and work, but it's also, I find, through friends. If you've worked for someone, or if you do student films, is a great way to get started. And you show up and you do a great job, and then you help your friends out. I always try to help my friends if they're doing anything. If I'm available, of course.
Do you find the bulk of your work comes for your own work and your own efforts?
I think a lot of it's referrals. I was thinking about that, and then also through my through the cooking shows that I do, I get cast for I got cast to do that Radio Shack commercial. They needed someone that was good in the kitchen, which I am.
I see. We've seen her try this stuff before. We'll have her do it in
Yeah,
our spot.
yeah.
We have a question from an e-chatter.
Well, speaking of good in the kitchen, one of our chatters wants to know where we can find your cooking shows.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm a chef and lifestyle host for a site called Kitchen Daily.
Now,
And-
you say a chef and a lifestyle host. What does that mean?
Well, this is me. This is one of my cooking shows I do for AOL. And in this one, I believe I'm making. What am I making? Oh, this is my Greek meatballs.
Okay.
And I love this show because there's always great little tips, like, for example, lining your sheet pan with aluminum foil so you have less cleanup. I actually had a catering company for almost 7 years, so I always like to give, in my cooking shows, little tips that people might not necessarily know about. But these are all really easy recipes. You can go to kitchendaily.com and you can search my name and you can find. I did 12 episodes, and they're
Now,
all.
are you actually caramelizing the onions there?
Yes.
Ah,
but
I've cooked before.
But for television, when you do food shows for TV, you have to condense the time down a little bit. So
Absolutely.
in that one, probably you're not seeing as much caramelization before I added the carrots. But yes, you would normally caramelize.
Do you actually have like food props? So you have like, here's the beginning stage, and you have a middle and a completed stage?
Oh yeah, a lot of times you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Not
funny.
that I've ever seen that before.
So it's funny when people say, oh, cooking shows are so fun and so easy. A lot of times it's like you have to make the recipe like 3, 4, 5 times to have all the different components.
Right,
Because
and the
it's-
different stages of the components.
I know. And someone asked me to do a cooking show and they'd never done one before, and they're like, they didn't realize like how many steps and how many dishes and stuff. I was like, there's a lot to it.
Now, which show is this from?
This is another cooking show I do. It's a community cooking show for, this is so funny. This is back to Thailand. I'm making a Thai-style lettuce wrap.
He's in Thailand with you?
No. I mean, he's not in Thailand.
I didn't think so.
But it's a Thai-style lettuce wrap. But this show's really fun. I kind of overdid it myself. I think I had 60 ingredients.
60 ingredients.
Yeah, I did a wet
Nice.
rub,
Yeah.
I did a dry
you get that
rub,
in?
and
So
then
what's
I
on
had
it?
all the different fillings.
Hold on, what's a wet rub and a dry?
Wet rub on your
this
meat,
actually
so it
cooks
would be
really
like
fast.
this one had ginger, and it had garlic, and it had lemongrass, and you mortar and pestle it, so it's wet, and then you coat the meat, and then you have it as like a marinade. That's a wet rub.
So you had to have a couple of different versions of the same food. So when they said, well, how much will this cost, it actually,
Yeah.
the number gets a little
And there's
big
the
quick.
there's the recipes. So it's really fun, and I always write for that show for the community cooking, and that you can go to cityoftorrance.gov, and you can search my name, and I think I've done 8 different ones.
So your shows are actually on the government website.
I think so.
I see. So you're a city employee now.
I guess
for
I am.
The food kitchen.
City
of Torrance.
Yes. I know it's very prestigious.
We'll be back in a moment on Actors E-Chat with Cheryl Dent with some more cooking tips and acting and more. On Actors E-Chat, I'm Kurt Kelly.
The great thing about NNow Media is the one-stop shop. We are soup to nuts. We have writers, directors, producers, animators, motion graphics artists, editors, videographers, musicians, all under one roof. And we are a boutique creative house where we actually do the creative at much more affordable price and have the staff in-house to execute it professionally. My name is John Palacio.
My name is Luz Montez.
My name is Paul Robinson.
I am Jesse Cervantes.
I'm Curtis Peel.
My name is Ben Joran.
One of the most common questions we have from potential clients is, how does it work? What happens when you engage NNow Media to create a video, a marketing campaign?
It first starts with, obviously having the phone conversation with the client.
Brainstorm with them to come up with a really good concept and a really good idea to push whatever they're trying to do to the next level.
Only with that in mind can we really try to tailor a concept and a script for their exact audience that fits in with their branding and the message they want to tell.
We'll storyboard it out, get a real rough idea of what we want to do.
We'll then present the client with a couple of options, the different ways that we could go with some of the things that we've come up with.
And they'll say this is good, and then we'll come back and we'll start animating that or designing it or editing it.
Our clients are generally, like to be really hands-on, and we'd like to hear from you kind of all along the board. There's no surprises.
What we like to do with every partner is we actually create a page on the NNow website.
So they can give feedback, and that way when the time we get to the final product, usually there's not a whole lot more revision to do because we've already been working together the whole time.
The big difference is that real personal creative touch.
We have a creative group that can execute that vision, whether it's animation, video, motion graphics, and do so with some unique creative that is custom tailored to that business.
Dream it up. It's video. It's magic. It can happen.
April.
Yeah, April.
Well,
it's
it
just
would
around
be
the corner.
belated then. Welcome back to Actors E-Chat. I'm Kurt Kelly. We have Cheryl Dent with us. And don't forget to go to actorsreporter.com
Yeah.
and put in the Actors discount code
They
to
got
get
some great
special
stuff on
discounts. Are you going to go buy some after the show?
Why not? Yeah.
Fabulous.
What should I buy?
I don't know. What struck your fancy?
I think the Acting with Your Eyes, is that on there?
It's a book.
Yeah, I want to get that book.
Okay.
Because I like
Could
to
you show
act
us some
with my
acting
eyes.
with your eyes right
Now when I talk about acting with your eyes, I'm doing all these things with my eyes. I'm like doing my
look at that.
I'm doing my sexy eye.
Yeah, is that what that is?
That's kind of my sexy eye.
Okay.
And then my sad eye.
And your seductive eye?
I think that would be sexy eye, or is that different?
Well, not necessarily. Sexy,
Maybe-
sassy could be different than seductive.
Hi.
That's
That actually works in a bar, like if you want to, meet
It
someone.
does?
Yeah.
Is
And you
this-
just do the stare. I'm always telling girlfriends I'm such a good wingman or wingwoman. Like, I'm really good, like, giving that
I was
stare.
going to say, if you're a wingman, dude looks like a lady.
Oh, right.
Yes.
See, there's Acting with Your Eyes.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, I want to get get
Okay.
Yeah, I
Maybe
feel
you
like
could
I-
get it
I-
autographed, too. John, come and sign this
See,
thing.
I'm doing the eye thing now. I'm like all like,
Zeroing in on it?
do you feel it?
Yeah, I do. I feel like
Too
you're
much.
looking into my soul now.
I should bring it down a little bit,
Okay,
right?
yeah, tone it down just a little.
Just to make it more like, no.
So tell me about the Bible.
Oh, the Bible.
Yes.
Oh, well, wow. That's a big
Big
older
step
New
from your eyes. Well,
older New Testament. We could go there.
it was a film, I think. You had
I did
something
a
to do with
film.
the Bible.
The first film I
yes.
did was called The Bible and Gun Club. It was like my first
What
experience.
an odd collection there.
Yeah.
Bible and Gun Club.
And the cool thing
Smith
is,
and Wesson meets the Old Testament.
yeah, it was just an amazing script. And the director's from South Africa, Daniel J. Harris. The film won Independent Spirit Award. It won Locarno, and it was like my first job. We shot it in like 1998, and I remember my scene was shooting in Vegas. I play a high school girl at the prom, and I remember asking my dad. I was like, Dad, I got the audition through like that newspaper. Well, it's online now, called Backstage West. You submitted, and I got called in. I auditioned. I think I auditioned at the guy's like apartment. But I was very
felt
naive.
so legit in Hollywood.
Yeah, but it really turned out to be like the most amazing film. He shot it on Super 16 and in black and white. I mean, it's like,
oh, nice.
It's unfortunately it's not really available in the U.S., but in Europe it's like considered like a collector's item. They were calling him the next John Cassavetes. Like he was really.
Is he still making films?
He unfortunately isn't. It was like his only film that he made, and he went back to South Africa, which is so sad. But I remember asking my dad, I auditioned for this film, and it's at this guy's apartment. And my dad was like, oh, okay. Like no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think he'd be like, oh, dangerous. And I said, can I borrow the car to drive to Vegas to shoot? And he goes, oh, okay, well, it's going to, and he told me, like, he, of course, calculated how much it's going to be in gas money. And I was like, oh, God. I was, like, waitressing at the time. And I was like, it was going to cost, like, I don't know, $30 in gas. So I was, like, trying to figure
wow.
Right?
Yeah.
To Vegas. That was a lot, I was like, I was young and just starting out. And he goes, okay, yeah, you can have the car. And so I drove up in my dad's, like, this big station wagon.
Nice.
And went up and shot it. And it was, like, the most amazing experience. I remember the first time I got on the set, it was like, oh my gosh, like the lights. I mean, here we are in a studio, you've got the lights and stuff. It was my first time. I'd never done anything like that before. I'd done like print and modeling, but this was
whole different environment.
And I was just like, I had that feeling, and maybe you felt like this, it was like deja vu. It was like, I felt so comfortable. Like, I just loved it. I was
you knew you were at home.
I was like, I loved seeing everyone had their job. There was the makeup artist was there. There was someone who was in charge of clothes. I was like, this is amazing, because before that I had some odd jobs. And I worked in offices, and
Is this some scenes from the film?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is great.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, you were aged so well there.
Oh, you found the trailer. This is so incredible.
So.
Oh God, this is great. So, and he shot it in black and white, and it's an amazing film, and I feel so honored that this was like my first experience in Hollywood, and it won all these awards. And I just fell in love with filmmaking, and you have. The
so you actually did film before television.
Yeah, absolutely. It was
Most people start the other way around.
I know, and I was kind of spoiled because it became such a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really a great experience. And they put us up at the hotel. I don't think my scene is in this trailer. It might be. It's funny. I don't think I haven't seen this in so long. This is so cool. But I just love the black and white is so beautiful. I love all the old classic films. I'm such a fan of Charlie Chaplin and Harold Lloyd, all those great comics. So
from your previous life when you were an actress.
Yeah.
So what was the next film you did after that, or did you go to television?
I kind of just bumped around. Bumped around. And I did a lot of commercials. I've done over 60 national commercials. So
congratulations.
Thank you. So as an actor, you get to do a lot of different things, film, TV, and I think now what's great is there's a lot more crossover, because when I first started out, people did, actors and actresses kind of just did film and they just did TV. And then, this was really fun. This was a film that I starred in. It's called Getting It. It's a you can tell
no
by
experience necessary.
Yes, you can tell it's kind of a raunchy teen comedy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and it was so fun. We shot that in LA. It got sold worldwide, so it's like I get fan mail from like the weirdest countries. I get like fan mail from like Uzbekistan. I get fan mail from Pakistan. I get fan mail a lot from Russia, Singapore. I've just started getting fan mail. It's all because of the movie from Getting It.
Well, and there are so many American films that are sold around the planet, and sometimes American actors or actresses sometimes do.
Oh, that's me. That's me. That's me in the black wig with the ruler.
Nice.
Can you tell? It's
this is the teen Getting It film.
Yeah. Would you have known that was me with the black?
Not at all.
I know, it's kind of, I love wigs, so I didn't wear a wig today.
Do you normally wear?
No,
wigs?
but I was blonde for a long time, and then I just decided, I got this crazy idea. I thought I'd kind of go a little more reddish. So now I'm like kind of sporting a little more. It's a little more red than blonde. But
looks great.
Anyway, yeah, that was really fun to shoot. I did some crazy scenes. I did some really funny, I did a lot of my own stunt work. There's a scene where the kid is he falls in my pool and I rescue him.
Well, you had practice though from Dad building the pool.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Oh, gosh, that's a whole nother story. Oh, yeah, and I did Surviving Gillis Gonzaga. I'm in a very small scene. I did that. That was early on. I had, somehow I get cast in a lot of, 60s kind of stuff. So I was in a restaurant scene.
The classic look you have.
Yes, the classic look, right. So this I don't know why, but this sort of feels like 60s. And I also I was in, is this Cockney or is this I don't know what accent? It's a little Cockney.
Tell me about Grey's Anatomy.
I had a small scene in that. I played a nurse, so that was really great working on that. That was the first season it came out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was the first season of Grey's Anatomy. So
do you like television better than film, or?
I love both. Gosh, it's however they want to hire me is fine with me. I think both have their appeals, but just to work as an actor is really a blessing. And to be able to make your living doing what you love is really it's lucky. Don't you feel that way?
Absolutely.
I mean, every day is kind of a new adventure. Every set you go to is different, and it's so fun.
And you get paid to play.
Paid to play.
Absolutely. Hopefully they're paying you for playing.
Hopefully, yeah.
And Pepper has a question from an ActorsE chatter.
Yes, one of our chatters wants to know, on Grey's Anatomy, who were you able to work with in the scene?
Oh, in my scene, I got to work with Katherine Heigl.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, we worked again later in a movie called Descendant.
Oh.
With Jeremy London, Katherine Heigl. So I also worked with her twice. So that's really cool. I really love her. So I hope now she's on that new show, State of Affairs.
Right.
So hopefully I'll get to be on that, and that'll be third time's a charm.
Nice.
She's great to work with.
Do people think you're like sisters or anything?
I never got that.
Similar type of look.
Oh, well, even with the red hair, it's similar?
Well, but you were blonde before.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true.
I was looking back.
Yeah.
We'll be looking back in a moment with you, Cheryl Dent, on ActorsE Chat. I'm Kurt Kelly, live from Hollywood.
Hey everyone, I am Judith Jones. If you are looking for photographs, which a lot of you are, let's face it, we need photographs every day, actors, models, even if you're just, the milkman, you need photographs, okay? You need to look good. And if you want to look good, you've only got one man to go to, and that's John Michael Ferrari. You see, I needed to look good. So I went to John, and he basically took me to the most beautiful place in LA and took these wonderful photographs of me, and I really didn't even recognize myself because I just looked, well, let's just face it, I looked stunning. So if you want to look stunning like myself in those photographs, go to him. He will make you look beautiful. If you're pretty, he'll make you look prettier. If you're not pretty, he'll make you look pretty. John Michael Ferrari. That's all you need to know. So go to imagesbyferrari.com. That's the website, imagesbyferrari.com. And you can check out all his photography and you can contact him there. You can look at a picture of me. He directed me, because if you need direction, which, hello, I do, he directs you too. So go and check that out, imagesbyferrari.com. You'll love it. You'll look great. Check it out. Bye, everyone.
Over her long career, Nina Foch appeared in classic films such as Spartacus, The Ten Commandments, and An American in Paris. She received an Academy Award nomination for her performance in Robert Wise's Executive Suite. In 1965, Nina Foch arrived here at USC to begin teaching directing, and I was lucky enough to get into one of her first classes. Even as she continued acting in film and television, Nina's passion for teaching lasted for over 40 years. Her course was immensely popular because she developed her own unique style, drawing on her experiences studying with Lee Strasberg, Stella Adler, and Uta Hagen, and being directed by such icons as Vincent Minnelli, Stanley Kubrick, Cecil B. DeMille, and Otto Preminger. As I began directing, the tremendous value of her teachings became evident and how important it was to preserve them for future generations. We became close friends, and at a cinema department event, we ran into my former classmate George Lucas, who invited us up to Skywalker Ranch, where we discussed creating a DVD of her course. He agreed to finance it, and on January 10th, 2002, we began taping an entire semester using a crew of USC film students. We filmed for 8 hours a week for 15 weeks, and this is the result.
Okay, so what are we going to do this semester?
From Hollywood, this is ActorsE Chat. I'm Kurt Kelly with Cheryl Dent. And don't forget to go to actorsreporter.com and put in the Actors discount code when you get there to get special discounts.
That's how you do it. You put it in like that.
Well, just like that. Yeah, it's a keyboard
I can show
thing.
off my rings.
So oh, that's why you were doing it.
No, I just
the
it's
rings
fun.
that she designed that she really doesn't do jewelry
yeah.
design for. So in a perfect world, which you live in, what haven't you done that you aspire to do?
Oh gosh, it'd be so fun to be part of an ensemble like on a television series where you get to work with a group of actors every week and play with them. Would be so great because I do a lot of stuff. You come in for a day, 2 days. Well, the films generally are longer, a month, 2 months, but it's so great to get to work with
drama,
people.
comedy.
I like both. I like both. But I think for TV, I think it'd be fun to do something comedic.
Yes.
And be able to work with an ensemble and work with a crew, have the same people. It would be really great having somewhere to go every day rather than my life.
What time is that called? Time?
Yeah. You end up driving around, and every day is kind of a crazy adventure. But it'd be really fun to do something.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually writing a sitcom right now.
What part do I have?
Oh, I will totally write a part for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
and it's about my.
Oh, and don't forget Pepper.
Actually, Pepper. There's a really good part for Pepper actually, and it's funny, if you were to do a split screen of myself and my sister, you would never believe we're sisters. Like, my sister lives kind of a, now she's getting so mad at me saying this, but it's just us. But she lives like a more Amish-style lifestyle. Like, for example, when she was pregnant with my niece, she was living in a yurt, if you know what a yurt is.
So does she ride in covered wagons and things like that?
She would, if she could.
Okay.
She really is like Holly Hobby personified. So, so my sister and I, the sitcom's about us taking care of our father, who, my dad was just great. I'm going to get emotional talking about him, but my dad was always so supportive. I mean, I talked earlier about my father saying, take the car, go to Vegas. And I think my father was always so supportive of my dream. Was that his dream was he wanted to own a pick-your-parts shop. My dad is like the biggest hoarder. He wanted a shop where people could come in and pick their muffler, pick their radiator, timing belts. That was like his dream, to open.
Before the internet even existed.
Yeah,
probably.
but he had a partner, and he had a location. That's really what he wanted to do, was have a pick-your-parts.
Mm-hmm.
He knew everything about cars, everything about fixing things, and my mom was against it, And I think he really saw in me, he really wanted to be supportive of following my dreams. So
help you realize
anyway, my father, bless his heart, he had Parkinson's, and he was in a wheelchair for the last 12 years of his life. And I was his primary caretaker for many of those years. So the sitcom kind of revolves around, it's very challenging dealing with a large man in a wheelchair. We had quite an adventures. I'm going to share something really quick with you.
Yes.
The hardest thing I ever had to do was have to get my dad's driver's license pulled from him because he just was in no capacity to drive. He actually took the neighbor's bathroom out. He did the whole accelerator.
He drove through the bathroom?
Yes, he took and at that point I was
Hopefully no one was taking a shower at the time. Okay.
Luckily no one was, and at that point I thought, I think it's time to take the keys away. But I couldn't be the one saying, Dad, I'm taking your keys away. So we had to go through his doctor. Right. And get the keys. We had to do it that way because I could not be the one saying, I'm taking your keys away. I mean, he was like a mechanic and he loved cars. So to pull that would have been too hard. So our local Ralph's, they had just renovated it, and they had these beautiful electric wheelchairs.
Right.
And I told them that my dad was in a wheelchair and he wanted to shop on his own. Well, they actually gave him his own key
Oh,
to
nice.
the electric wheelchair. Now, no one had ever used these before, so they were fully charged. So the first time he puts in that key, he takes off. And because it was newly renovated, they had these huge aisles, and it was 4th of July weekend. So they had gone
Jam-packed.
Jam-packed. And they had built these and they don't do it so much anymore, but they had built these towers.
Right.
So there was the paper towel promotion. I mean, it's 4th of July, right? There was there was probably 300 rolls of paper towels.
The bathroom
beautifully stacked.
revisited.
Beautifully stacked. And there my dad is going in that little electric thing. He's just going. And he is not going to stop for that tower. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to hit it. It's going to be mayhem. So I just yelled at the top of my lungs, timber! And those paper towels were they were flying everywhere.
Maybe in part he did that intentionally.
Yeah.
Now, you also are involved with helping to raise money for Parkinson's.
Absolutely. There's a charity, Parkinson's Resource Organization out of Palm Springs.
Right.
And I help them raise money and do charity fundraisers. And it's just it's a local organization really helping people that have Parkinson's. They have there's always someone that can pick up the phone. They can help you find resources. They can help you with doctors and that sort of thing. So it's really a thing. But back to the thing with my dad. And that's Jo Rosen. Yeah, it's a great charity. And she does so much for the community and has support groups, and that's a lot of it when you have Parkinson's is just being able to have someone to talk to, and knowing myself as a caretaker, it is hard, it's frustrating, making sure on the right medications and even transportation. Once we pulled his license from him, then you have to arrange, how is he going to get everywhere? You've got to arrange for transportation.
Somebody actually get him there.
So anyway, he did take down the paper towels, and then the disposable cameras, remember those?
Yes.
Oh, and now we're going to look at, this is a movie I did. We're going to segue.
Yes.
This is a film I did. It's called Slaughterhouse of the Rising Sun. And this was really great.
This does not look rated PG.
It's rated R.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're a PG show? Are we a PG show?
Yes, we are. We were until this clip.
Well, I don't think there's anything on the clip. I know. This guy, in the scene, they didn't give me a prop rock. I hit him on the head. And I didn't mean to. Yeah, they gave me just a real rock. So, and I went to the scene to hit him.
You couldn't tell it was a real rock when
I
you
knew,
lifted
but I
it?
just meant to and I don't know, getting caught up, I kind of hit him, and he really did and in the scene, he's supposed to stagger around and then fall into this river. And I think I think I almost gave him a concussion. Oh, I felt so bad. It's
oh, nice.
Yeah. But this was interesting. We shot it all on location. We shot at this really crazy town called Mentryville, and that is up.
Where is this?
Mentryville's kind of near Valencia.
Okay.
And it's actually an old town. It's a replica, 1880s, and the house there, not for kidding, is really haunted. And we were shooting in this house.
So did you have special spottings during the shooting?
There was weird things like the production designer would set up a room.
Right.
And then we would, do a little blocking with the director, and blocking is where the director tells you, how the scene is going to go and how they're going to shoot it, and they would do a blocking. And then we'd go back into the room, and it would be something was not,
Who moved this prop?
Yeah, and it was, very small things. So it was people were oh, it must have been me, but it was really spooky filming there. It was you could tell, and supposedly legend has it, someone had died there from, a spider bite, I think, and I'm...
What?
And I'm, paranoid, and I'm, spider phobic, and it was very dusty and a lot of spider webs.
Phobic.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time killing spiders. I really do. I'm in that Annie Hall. Was it Annie Hall? Where
So you're one of these people that when they're crawling, you scream?
I can.
Okay.
I had an incident where one was crawling on a wall, and I froze, and I just couldn't. I waited too long to get it, and then it crawled behind the painting, and then I took the painting down, and then it was on my carpet, and then it ran under the bed, and I never got it.
And late at night, you found it? No.
Yeah.
We have a question from an ActorsE chatter, Pepper?
Right. We have one more chatter question before we leave. We appreciate all of your chatter questions. We're
They're
sorry
very
we
nice.
couldn't get to all of them today.
Yeah.
One of the chatters asks a foodie question.
Oh, great.
Wants to know, they're always on the road, always on the run.
Mm-hmm.
How do you suggest that they can eat so that they're healthy?
Oh, gosh. Eating on the run, healthy.
Those are easy requirements. Eating safe food in a restaurant because you can see everything they don't use.
Yeah. Well, the thing thing about eating on the road is I think there's so many great healthy options. There's usually like even a lot of times if I'm in a pinch and I go to a fast food place, I'll just get like a piece of grilled chicken without the bun, and you can ask for it protein style where they'll wrap it up in lettuce. That's a great option to kind of cut the carbs. That's something I do. I'm always carrying, and Pepper even saw it earlier, I have my cooler bag.
Yes.
And I'm actually going to split my lunch with her today.
Oh, nice.
I'm big on carrying a few things with you. Green apples are great on the road, even if you have a little tub of like bring your own like peanut butter, or almond butter is great. And if I'm going on a road trip, I always have a little, it's going to sound so geeky, but I always have like a little cutting board and a little knife. And so like if you're traveling, you can have like, sometimes at rest stops, they'll have like a banana, and you can cut that up and you can put that in your peanut butter. You can bring that.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's so fun to go on road
You're
trips.
poly-prepared.
I know, I'm really fun to go on road trips. But you can find...
What's this extra piece of luggage? Oh, it's lunch and dinner. Okay.
For me, I always have a knife with me and like some freezer packs, but that's another good thing if you have like freezer packs. And if you go to a restaurant and you feel like the portion's too big, I always bring home leftovers, So
you just bring in your own little cooler bag and say, here,
well, I have them
fill
pack
this
it up, and then in the car it's
I see.
Yeah.
You don't bring it in like with the thermos with Mom, then?
I kind of want to sometimes.
Let's take a look at your websites.
Oh, yeah. This is
Now, where will they find this one?
This is CherylDent.com, and it has, and it's the world of film and food. I decided to kind of put both together, so it's you can find out about my acting work. You can find out about hosting.
So do you have your TV and treat site also then?
TV and
well, you said film and food, and
yeah,
here you
TV
are
treat.
on
I like that. That's
IMDb.
IMDb. Oh, and definitely follow me on Twitter. I love Twitter. That's actually how we met.
That's
on Twitter.
true. People meet in the strangest places nowadays. We met on Twitter.
And then you can see some of my clips on. That's
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, you can see the eyes.
Food Girl 12.
Yeah.
Hold it. There were 11 others before you?
Yeah, there were. And remember, that's all about the eyes, the acting of the eyes.
Yes,
Isn't that funny?
I see how you have the eyes on a lot of your shots. too.
I feel like it comes full circle, and this is you, and that's
Yes,
my
it is.
friend. I know her.
Who is your friend?
Christina Hughes.
Okay.
We did a play
I'm not
together.
sure which friend you were talking about. There's a few of them there.
Christina Hughes. I did a play with her. We didn't talk about theater, but we didn't get to that. But we did a Zane Grey play together. She's wonderful.
And here's where we met on Twitter, or was it the other Twitter site,
We met
the
on
Live
Twitter,
Video?
yeah.
And here at livevideoinc.com, we
check it
produce
out.
this show at Pepper J Productions, and watch this.
Hi, I'm Alexis Nichols, one of your Actors Entertainment hosts. Here's a big hug and thank you for joining us on ActorsE Chat. We are now almost 6 million viewers and chatter strong from all over the world, and we really appreciate you. ActorsE Chat shoots live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Time from the Pepper J Production Studio below the Hollywood sign in Hollywood, California. Want to see all of today's episode or any other of our other episodes? Please visit ActorsEntertainment.com and put the talent's name in the search box. And go ahead and visit Actors Entertainment on IMDb.com. That's the Internet Movie Database to see more than 1,200 entertainment industry professionals who have been guests on ActorsE Chat. And social media is so important, so follow Actors Entertainment on Twitter. Our handle is at Actors Entertain. And join us on Facebook at Actors Entertainment fan page. And don't forget to like us. Those likes really help out. Stay tuned for our Actors Reporter animation, which won Best Animation at the Telly Awards. Great job in Now Media and Pepper J Productions, and terrific singing by Melissa Suzanne. And now, a special thank you to today's guest.
You know, you said a lot of people cast you sometimes for 60s roles. I realize why it is now.
You do? What is
Your
it?
tie-dye pants.
Oh, yeah. You want to see them?
Yeah, look
you
at
see
that.
'em? Look
Check
at that.
out that. You've
that
got
cool?
that 60s look going on.
And it's also good because tie-dye is great because it matches a lot of different things. So you can
You
match
think?
it with pink. Yeah, it's not like...
I think you could even color
Oh,
coordinate
yeah,
it
that'd
with the
be
tie a little
that's
bit
cool.
there. Yeah. I
Mixed
think
patterns is very in now. Like they're showing that like on the runways. They're showing like different patterns and stuff.
Yes.
So anyway,
Thank you for joining us today. Hope to see you again soon.
I do. It was so fun being here. Gosh.
And thanks for joining us on ActorsE Chat. I'm
Yeah.
Kurt Kelly, and this is Cheryl Dent. Have a
Yes.
great day.
Thank you guys. Bye.
What's that? ActorsE Chat Show? Happens to be my favorite. In the morning, I want nothing but a cup of coffee, a bottle of Kahlua, 6 naked girls. Wait, no, that's not right. ActorsE Chat Show.
Oh my gosh, hey big Hollywood starlet that just happens to be walking by. Yes? I'm not from around here, but I want to be an actress just like you. What do I need to know? Kid, let me tell you. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a naive newbie like you, there's one thing you need to know. To get my first job, I lived in a slum, beat out 50 other girls to play a drunk bum.
I cried.
My first agent charged me 30%.
Thanks.
Working 3 jobs and I couldn't pay rent, but I'm an actor.
She's an actor.
A shark gnawed my leg on a B film in Sydney. To pay for the stitches, I sold my left kidney. I finally made a union, their rules were complex. Their piles of paperwork fogged up my specs. But I'm an actor.
She's an actor.
I'm an actor. Well, that's rather disturbing, but what's the one thing I need to know? Don't listen to the critics. Don't follow all the tabs. Forget that sleazy photog and the agent that's got crabs. Go to Actors Reporter. ActorsReporter.com. Learn the tricks and the secrets without all the sweat. An info-packed one-stop shop. It's free and on the net. Actors Reporter. ActorsReporter.com.
How can they help her?
Career cues, union news, makeup woes, advice from pros, insurance tips, choosing scripts, everything at your fingertips. Actors Reporter. ActorsReporter.com.
I just got a call back.
I'll do it.
Oh, hello. I'm Mary Jo Gruber. Thanks for joining us on ActorsE Live Chat Show. I'm just one of your ActorsE hosts, but as you can see, I'm also the ActorsE Live video editor, which means that I'm here, even when you don't see me. ActorsE is here to chat with you Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Hollywood time, as I like to call it. Our guests include actors, directors, producers, writers, singers, comics, and others that are all in the entertainment industry. You can see previous shows at www.actorsentertainment.com, and be sure to check out our guest index to find your favorite celebrities. See you next time. I'm working.